Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC but do everything DIY. I just purchased a new 2021 Yamaha MT-03, and we're going to be installing the Yoshimura Fender Eliminator kit. Thank you to everyone tuning into Jumperman Tech. So today we're installing the Fender Eliminator kit, and the idea here is to get rid of this ugly bulky mess and hide the license plate underneath the tail right there. We're going to begin today's project by removing this rear seat here and gaining access to all our electrical, as there are turn signals here and also a light for the license plate. So let's begin with that, and I'll show you how that's done. So here we have a key slot. So we're just gonna turn the key to the right and remove the back seat. Next, we're going to take some Allen keys or hex keys and take off this plate here, and we're going to be using a size 4 metric. So we're just going to loosen these up. We got one screw here and one screw right here. So now we took off our 2 screws, and this should just like pop out, and there we go. That is now out as well. The tool bag that I'm using today is the Vito Pro Pack Tech MC, and this bag is absolutely amazing. This is actually a book bag, and it's double-sided. Definitely recommend it. Next, to remove your front seat, you're going to take a 8mm wrench and take off these 2 bolts right here. One here and one here. I do recommend using a socket set, but this is all I got right now. From here, we should be able to just lift this up and slide it out, just like that. Awesome. And this is also how you can get to your battery and things of that sort. You also have this little trunk plate that you want to take out. So you got these 2 little pop outs, one here and one on the opposite side right here. So you just push them in and they come right out, and everything should be free from there. So we just took those out, and boom, access. Okay, so we have 3 cables we need to get to: left turn signal, right turn signal, and license plate light. So here is our starting relay. Just gonna unclip this right here because it's kind of in our way. Kind of just squeeze down on it on the sides, and it should pull off. Right there. So that's kind of out of our way. Okay, so coming from right here, you have 3 cables. Those are going to be the 3 coming from right there. So I unplugged this from right here to this cooling looking thing, and this is a part of our starting relay. So I'm just going to pull that out. So it like, put that together there so we have more access. So here we have our 3 wires, right? So here's the first plug. There should be like a little clip you can just press down right here, and this comes apart. Okay, so the first one is free, white with white, can't go wrong. All right, we got 2 more. Okay, so behind here is another clip, and it's kind of like a yellowish clear plug, and you do the same. It's like a little clip, you just kind of press down and just pull it out. Okay, so we got 2 out of 3, and then we got this last one Okay, so it's this little plug right here. Just kind of follow the wire. So last one to unplug. Just press it. It should come right off. Okay, so that's that. Just try to pull that out a little safely. Right there. Okay. We got our 3 connectors out. Then we have 4 nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna loosen those up. And then from there, this whole piece should be able to come out. It's gonna be a 10mm nut. And just take these all off. Down to the last nut. I'll keep your hand over here so this whole thing doesn't just drop on you. So let's loosen that up. All right, and this whole thing is free. And take out each cable one by one. This bike looks already 10 times better without this huge, ugly thing sticking out in the back. So from here, I'm just gonna take these lights out and the license plate. I covered it for safety reasons. And the license plate is just this little screw holding here, 2 of them. Take it out, that's gone. And as far as this, there's some screws right here. And pretty much just gonna take apart all these screws here, and this all should just pull out. So I took out the first one. I'm just gonna take out this little clip in the back. This whole thing comes loose. Take my plate. This can go in the garbage. There's a couple of these pop outs. So just push them in. That's gonna free the things up. And we got a couple hex grease. And let's see how this comes out. So I took out a whole bunch of those screws with some Allen keys. And this should be the last one here, and this whole plate should come up. Okay, beautiful. So now we have access to these wires. So kind of just wanna snake them out. And just pull all these through. As far as this, I think this kind of just clipped in here. Kind of holding with a clip, kind of pull back this thing and get this little plate out. And that just freed everything up. This little clip right here. Gently pull this. Okay. And that's how that comes out. And we're gonna do the same for the opposite end. Make sure you label who's who, because you don't want to put this on backwards. All right, so we got that free. Those are our turn signals and a license plate. And as far as this back here, it's just those couple screws over there. So here's our Fender Eliminator kit instructions. Come with some cool stickers, some hardware. Here we have the bracket that gets attached to the vehicle itself, license plate, and this is the license plate light. So here's our license plate holder. Match that up. It's gonna go here. And just put a nut and bolt with a washer. So we're just gonna slide those through. And we could just lock that down. Looks like these little screws here. And just tighten that as well. Alright, so I have this part done. I kind of skipped a step because this is supposed to go in the back here. And then this piece goes here, and these are to support your blinkers. So from here, we're just gonna run our lights in reverse into here and just clip them in. And then we can clip that into there, and wow, that looks so much better. I will get the integrated taillight turn signal, so I'm gonna be replacing this next and actually get rid of these because I'm not a fan of what that looks like. All right, so this looks pretty cool. Now, the issue I have is that now I need to run these cables through this hole and they don't fit. So I'm gonna take a step bit and make this hole larger so I can fit the harnesses through. Next, this was the old light, and we will actually need to use this. So this is gonna plug into our harness, and I'm just gonna cut this somewhere so then I can make my connections for these two wires. And it did come with these little solderless connectors, but honestly, I might just solder it. Okay, so now I expanded that hole, and now we can run our wires through. So here's the old light for the license plate. I'm just gonna cut this. I'm not gonna use this anymore. I'm gonna strip this back, and I'm gonna use their connectors for now, see how that holds up. In the future, I probably will actually solder them, just so I have a better connection. So we got our two wires here. One is blue, one is black. Maybe I might turn on the bike to see who's positive or negative. But I might just go black with black, and that probably will do it. So I'm looking at the instructions. It does say to use the red to blue and the black to black. So I was correct. I don't even have to check voltage, and we're just gonna connect them as the instruction states. All right, so as far as these, I have heat shrinks, and I'm actually gonna solder them. I have everything right here, so I'm just gonna solder these up and make these connections. All right, soldered my connections, and from here, I'm just gonna warm up these heat shrinks. You really shouldn't use a lighter, you should use a heat gun, but no biggie. Awesome. And now the next one. Done. All right, so we have progress. And basically from here, we're just gonna run our wires through one by one and actually just reverse the process of how we took this out. So let's stick this through. What's cool about this is that this fits perfectly just right there. Nice. And there's 4 holes here, and we're just gonna run the nuts through and just tighten them down with the bolts. Vice versa, we're gonna run the bolts through and tighten it down with the nuts. Okay, so of course that doesn't work. So originally it would have ran through here, but because of how this plate is mounted, I gotta run it through this hole. So I'm just gonna enlarge this a bit. Shouldn't be any issue. run this through. And then do the same thing. All right, that looks absolutely fantastic compared to this huge thing that was sticking out. Wow. For the next project, I'm actually gonna change this light right here. It's gonna be smoked out black, and it's gonna include the blinkers. So these are gonna go, and it's gonna be all integrated into this, the integrated rear tail light. And that's really gonna change things up. But for right now, this bike looks awesome. And yeah, I had to go get some parts and some tools with my other bicycle. But wow, this thing is just amazing. So we tightened this down, and just from here, we're just gonna reverse the process, connect all our connections, close everything up. And yeah, that's how you install this kit. I will probably add like a little fender back here, but this whole thing that dropped down before was just absolutely gross. All right, got our light, left turn signal. All right, right turn signal, and we're done. If anybody found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all next time.